Hey, so I'm back. Today's job is to get this heat reflector. It's actually copper wrapped around some heat-proof board of some sort. Is it vermiculite, something like that? And to refit it around the back of the flue there. Once that's done, that's pretty much ready for BSS. I'm just going to black it as well with this stuff. So that can be going off. I'll do that before I fit the reflector. So it can go off a bit before I light it for some heat because it's flipping cold today. Yeah, so once that's done, I can come back at the weekend and work on the engine. It's raining a bit today, so not a great time to be sat out on the cruiser stern getting wet. So I'll concentrate on this today, then I can tick that off the job sheet. But first things first, we'll have a brew. Yep, that's boiling. Incidentally, yeah, I know these things aren't allowed on a boat, so I'll be getting rid of that long before I have the BSS in. The eventual plan is to get solar connected up. I've got the panels on the roof. One's actually fixed in place. Get the solar, get the inverter running, and I'm going to have an induction hob-based system. So I don't have to worry about gas. Don't have to worry about gas at all. Gas is expensive anyway. Solar and an induction, well, it's free once you're up and running. There used to be a little gas burner heater thing there. My son ripped that out for me the other week and pulled all the pipes out. So no gas means I don't have to worry for the BSS. It's been not a very nice day today. Let's have a look out there. There's my neighbour, he's out at work today, I think. Yeah, not a great day for working on the engine, so good day to finish off the stove job. I don't actually have any electric in here yet, which is why I've got the paraffin stove, paraffin lamp rather. It's a rusty thing, but it works. Yeah, right, I'll have this brew and I'll crack on with blacking the stove. Okay, so it says on the instructions, usually in my case, apply with a damp cloth while stove is cold, so here we go. Can confirm it's damp. Sparingly, it says. And you get a lot of fumes when it heats up. I did once do this as a child. We lived in a house on the edge of the Lake District, and it had a big chimney breast. And my mum decided that we would expose the bricks. Well, the stone that it was built from was quite an old place. And she chipped it all off and found a big old fireplace underneath. It had a huge original Victorian range inside. And she cleaned that up and got me to help her with the blacking. And that's the last time I've done anything like this. It's like riding a bike. You never forget. Even though it's been about 42 years. That's coming up pretty nice. Mind you, it looked nice when the Vactan went on as well. Reminds me of Bulling Boots. I don't think I need to spit shine this one. I'm not sure it would make much difference anyway. I guess I can put it on real thin and then light her up and then see if I think I need to put some more on next time. Okay, I'm going to put you down now. Well, I don't know if you saw on the time lapse when I came to put some blacking around the inside of the door. I'm not even sure if I'm supposed to do that. I'll probably just burn off. But anyway, I actually disturbed the stove rope, and it looks like the glue hasn't fixed on very well there. So I'm just going to reapply that, because that seal is pretty darn important. I don't know what I've done there. Maybe I didn't put enough on. I did use it quite sparingly. Maybe I should have slathered it on more. So I'll put a more liberal amount on this time. That's obviously something to keep an eye on. I assumed it would take pretty well. There's quite a lot on there now. Of course, this means I can't light the stove for 2 hours now. A little bit irritating. What can you do? Right. Now I have brought, I mentioned in the last video I might try and find a tap which I get closer to the bottom of the blind holes here that hold the glass plate in. One sec. So I've got this, which seems to be a drill and tap in one. It does look less tapered than the others. So I think while that's drying, might be a good time to just see if I can improve the situation here and get the threads a bit lower. Right. The situation calls for dunking biscuits. Biscuits that dunk. This is breakfast and lunch, by the way. Don't seem to be very healthy when I'm on the boat. I guess because I don't have the facilities that I want to end up with yet. Right. Yeah. Really not many turns in there. Perhaps 2.5 full turns. So we'll see if this improves matters at all. Certainly looks squarer. There's still quite a point on the bottom. I'll try it. If that doesn't improve, maybe I'll grind the new one down a bit so it is actually square on the bottom. That might help. Just check I've got the taps in the right order. You get 3 taps, first, second and third. Don't know if you can see any difference. The taper's different on them. This has less of a taper than that one, so you start with that one, then that one, then that one. Sometimes they call this the plug tap, the third tap, I believe. But it's still not really good for a blind hole. So yeah, we'll crack on and try this anyway. I'm using an oil can at the minute to hold the phone where I want it. Borrow it. Well, it's cut in. Terrified of doing it too much and stripping the threads I've already got. If I'd gone to even 8mm, the plug tap on that is a lot squarer. So if this doesn't work out, I may end up having to do that. It's just that I wanted to use the last of those spare brass set screws up, which are M6. Right, got the bottom there. See how that goes in. Slightly deeper, perhaps. I can ditch 2 washers. Washers at a mil a piece, that'd be 2mm improvement, wouldn't it? cheap ratchet spanners that I got from Aldi. They're about £8 for the set. I do have some better ones somewhere, but I've put them somewhere safe, as you do, and now I can't find them. No. It's not made much difference, if any. I'll put one washer back in, that's how it goes. So that's tight on with one washer removed. That means I've improved the depth by 1mm. Didn't really have anything to write home about. Let's assume the washers are 1mm thick, they might be 0.8. To nip that just on so the glass can move if it expands without cracking. Yeah. I'm not even going to bother doing the other one. It's really not worth it at this stage. Okay. Yeah. We'll close that. That's why I got that bit of adhesive that I dropped. I've got a soot on there from last time. We'll close that to hold the fire rope, stove rope against the adhesive. Okay, time to look at the reflector. Here's the old biscuit collection. I think it was said it was family favourites or something like that. I put this in here about 3 months ago, thinking this will keep them fresh, but they're a bit soft, to be honest. We've got custard creams, bourbons, Nice, they're nice. Digestives. What do you call these again? I can't remember what you call them. It's got raisins in it, like squashed flies. But it's not a squash fly biscuit, as you would normally call it, like the Garibaldi. Anyway, oh, and a chocolate digestive. What? Anyway, I'm dunking these. Got to get some sustenance so I don't keel over. I think that'll do it. You can only eat so many biscuits in one sitting. Ugh. Especially soft ones. What I'll do, I'll put the kettle on and I'll get one of these ready so it can be nice and soft in about 20 minutes time when I've finished the first stage of doing the reflector. It used to self like this, but it's gone now. What do you call it? Piezo? I don't know how you pronounce it. Self-ignition thing. When you go all the way, it didn't work. I'll set that off boiling anyway. And I'm going to take this outside. Now my friend Clive on the next boat but 2, came over when I was sorting out my ventilation mushrooms. Those things. Yeah, just to pull on a screw. It's got like a brass dome on the outside. Raise it and lower it like that. And he gave me this stuff. It's like an acid that you brush on. And it brought them up a treat. So I'm thinking I could brush some of that onto this. Just as a little experiment. And see if it brings it up a treat or if it makes it go horrible green. Even greener than it is now. We'll see. Miracle Brass Bright Heavy Duty Tarnish Remover. It's a specially formulated acidic cleaner for removal of heavy tarnish deposits from most non-ferrous metals: brass, copper, gunmetal, nickel, silver and stainless. Safe near good paintwork. Do not use anodized metals. I don't know about that last claim because I dripped a bit onto the outside of mine. It all came off on my boat. Maybe it wasn't good paintwork. Apply with a brush to all affected areas, leave for 1 minute and rinse with clean water. Repeat if required. If required. No, that didn't help. Okay. Pot noodle time. Pot noodle. It's not poodle. It's probably the best thing I can say for it, really. Nah, I love this stuff. But it doesn't really agree with me if I overdo it. My tummy does not like it. But once every couple of weeks, or even once a week when I'm down here, it's not the end of the world. Put the soy sauce in, and I'll leave it covered for a while. It is not a pleasant day today. Not pleasant at all. Raining, I don't know if you can tell. But that boat over there with the fabric cover, that's Clive's boat. He's a good friend to have here. And that's Graham there, c'est la vie. He's just such a helpful friend as well. Really good people, boat people on the whole. That blue one over there next to Puffin, that's the first one I bought. I don't like, so I swapped over this one. Anyway, I digress. It's not the name of the Welsh PE teacher I had at school. To steal a joke from someone else, someone actually funny. Right. Let's go down here and do it down here so I don't spill acid in the wrong place. Is there a right place to spill acid? I don't know. Let's get this set up if I can. Time for some more genuine Joseph blue roll, I think. Oh yeah. My wipes certainly help. Turn it. Nice and more. There's the heat-proof stuff on the back. Well, I think it's fair to say that's significantly better. Significantly. Yeah, it's much better. Before and after. Much better piece of copper. Okay. Time to stir the pot noodle. Oh, look at that. Spanking gorgeous. That was supposed to be a Welsh accent. I know it's terrible. You don't have to tell me. All 2 of my subscribers, you don't need to tell me. Okay. Right. Not only did I forget my cordless drills, I forgot my big box of brass screws of assorted sizes. So that job is going to have to wait now until Saturday. Annoying, because I like to have a neat end. Anyway, I've got other jobs I can be doing. So let's do that then. Bring my little camera stand. Look at that, it needs a selfie stick, eh? I'll give you a little tour up. So in here there used to be a single seat there, and then a little table, and another single seat there. That one was full of black sludge, which was once smokeless coal. Because this boat had sunk, it just transformed into a 6-inch thick wodge of blackness. It was awful. Getting it out, blocked my hoover up, all sorts. Anyway, and at this end there's these shelving units. I want to keep these balustrade things. I think they look nice and old-fashioned, which is what I want really. See if I can figure out a way to keep that as well. I'll keep the sink position here. It might not be this sink. What I want to do is make this, rather than the seating and dining area, I want to make this the kitchen. I don't think you say galley on a narrowboat, I think you say kitchen. So I'll have units and shelves that side, and probably the induction hob, maybe an air fryer on there. this side obviously won't come all the way to the fire because I want to leave a gap. I'll get the right gap in, but it might be about 300mm off or something like that, and another work surface down that side. Moving into this bit, because originally that was going to be dinette still, but I thought I don't want people staring in when I'm eating my pot noodles, so I'm going to make this into the dinette. I don't think I need to use the full length, so at the moment I'm thinking about cutting a hole in there for my feet to stick through from the bunk, which is there, what they call a trotter box on this side for my feet to go into. But yeah, some sort of dinette arrangement here. I might have to lift that shelf up a bit so I don't bang my head. I might just bring it down to about here and then build that up into a cabinet. Something maybe I could sit a TV on top of, or whatever. Painted canal paraphernalia. Here's my portholes. I do love these portholes. Eventually I'd like to get little circular cushions in there to serve as blinds. Will be the bed. It's I think it's 3 foot by 6 foot exactly. I've been toying with the idea of putting a cross bed rather than a trotter box there, so a fold over mattress there, so that I then get a bit of room here. The toilet tank's under here, so I can't really move that. But if I had like, I don't know, 1.5 foot here, then I could have some built-in wardrobes and shelving units here underneath this shelf, which is currently here. And that might be the way forward. And then behind there is the mud box, which I'll show you some other time. And this is the bathroom. Oh, why is it such a mess? Yeah, don't ask. Yeah, it's not great. Oh, why don't you tidy it up? Why don't you stop talking to me like a narrowboat Will? That's my little homage to you, Will. I love these old switches and stuff. I wish I could kind of keep them and do them up to be all retro, but I just haven't got the space, so that's all going to have to come out, I think. Up onto the moderately sized, okay, it's small, stern deck. Cruiser stern is what I'm trying to say. And what I just want to do now is to pump out the diesel from the diesel tank. That's the filler there. So I want to pump that out just to make sure it's good, because in here, under this bit of deck board that I put on, I've got a new engine. So I don't want to take the risk, for the sake of 40 quid of diesel, I don't want to take the risk of putting it through when it's been sat for so long. I don't want to spoil my nice new engine. 40 quid of diesel or £1,000 of injector. It's a no-brainer, really. There's the deck board up. And there's the engine bay. I did strip the bottom down to bare metal and painted it before the new engine went in. The sides are going to have to be done as and when. My priority is getting it PSS licensed on the water and sailing it home. And Saturday's job is to make a start on aligning the engine properly. I'll give you a little look at it underneath this stuff that I've dumped on top. Candy Billy, aka Block and Tackle. That's the beast. So you got your centre flex coupling, gearbox. And this is the engine. So I took this all the red bits are the old bits from Beta Marine. The blue bit is the new Kubota block, brand spanking new. I mean, you can pay 1,200 quid just for this little bit, a heat exchanger, so it seemed to make sense to me to get a new base engine and just swap these over. I got a Kubota engineer to do it for me, the same one I bought the engine off, actually. Okay, need to get on and drain this fuel. while we've still got daylight. So I've got this submersible fuel pump for Temu, about £8. I've got this battery charger which I'm hoping will run it, plugged into my extension, and I've got 2 containers to put the diesel in. The other reason for pumping it out is because I need to change all the filters and stuff to when I do the engine to get it BSS ready. So just get all the diesel out of there, then it's not as much of an issue. But yeah, the main thing is because I don't trust it. What I'll do is put it through my Chinese diesel heater that I've got in my cabin at home. Keeping my hand on the switch. Barely hear it, it's a little hum. There's that Jubilee clip in there. Is it still coming out? Yeah, it's still coming. Nearly out. Nearly at the top. Okay. I'm pretty impressed. Now, look at the sludge that's come out with it. That is not good. That's in my diesel tank. That is something I'm going to have to address. Okay. Well, better to know and have to address it than not know and have it clog up your engine. That is serious. Whew. Okay. One of the problems being on a boat is you can't find anything you've put down, but I did actually manage to find my screws and I found the screwdriver, so I popped it up. I think it's looking pretty good. Yeah, quite happy with that. Nice reflector, backed with heat resistant stuff to stop any scorching. When I come on Saturday, I'll light the stove get it good and hot, and then have a feel behind, see if I can feel anything, any heat. But yeah, now I feel a bit more satisfied with the day's work. Okay, I'll see you next time. Bye bye from Baldrick. Fine. Coal's a bit wet, so it's not taking very well, but fine. Yeah. Coal's a bit wet, so it's not taking very well, but yeah.